So next on stage, at the beginning I talked a little bit about, I have not met this gentleman, so I do not know where he's sitting, but I talked at the beginning, there was a person by the name of Chief Troublemaker, curator from TEDx Detroit. Usually with Pecha Kucha night you keep it pretty local, but if you have somebody that's got an interesting story to tell, you'd love to see them here. And certainly in Michigan, much like how Shauna talks about all the breweries, the craft breweries come together and we all grow and prosper together. I think when the west side and the east side come together, I think it's always a good thing. So I'd like to welcome to the stage Charlie Wolborg.
Tell the story about the hero's journey of a pug who was trying to give up smoking and drinking and was, kind of putting it together in a collaborative studio and gallery space, but I just feel like that's all passe. Real quick, before I get started, can you guys all pretend you're on a roller coaster and raise your hands and pretend that you like me? See, honey, I have friends. She won't believe it. Hold on, this guy wasn't smiling. Alright, let's go. So, I want to talk to you about the virtue of pissing people off. Now, one thing that really pisses me off when I see the greatest comic strip character of all time on the back of a pickup truck pissing on another car's logo. I mean, that's just offensive to me. But that's not what I really want to talk about. I want to talk how we're kind of struggling with this mediocrity. We're all stuck in kind of doing ho-hum stuff. We're working for the weekend. If you're working for the weekend, you're doing it wrong. You need to be doing what you love to do, what you're born to do. You need to be saying, oh my God, it's Monday. Because when you're doing what your purpose is on purpose, you get real excited. Now, when we go to work and we have to find consensus and get everyone to agree, boy, you really get great products then. Can you see Steve Jobs running around everyone saying, what do you think of this? What would you change? He didn't. He had a vision and he pursued it with a laser focus. One of my favorite quotes from Frank Lloyd Wright. He said, a committee has never built a great building. And so I want to implore you all to stop seeking consensus and start leading with your heart and your passion, because that's where great things come from. So I'm from Detroit, we're a big auto culture, and when you go to the auto show, they trot out these super cool concept cars. They look like they're out of the sci-fi movies or comic books. And what's really amazing at these displays with these futuristic cars, you'll see everyone gathered around, and at the same display, you'll see half the people going, oh wow, look at the lines on that, that's so beautiful, that's sexy, that's hot. And then the other half of the booth is going, what the fuck were they thinking? And so the designers are there. They're taking down all the notes. And they're like, oh, they like that, they don't like that, they don't like that. And they take all this feedback and they take the concept car back into the studio and they round off all the corners that offended someone. But that's the downside. Because when you take off all the things that offended people, you also take away everything that excited someone. So then the production car comes out and the people who loved it are like, yeah. The people who hate it are like, yeah. And the sales are like, yeah. And our economy is like, yeah. We need to create things that make polar opinions. In the old days, it was easy. We had 3 brands of soap, 3 brands of toilet paper, 3 brands of... I don't wipe my butt with peanut butter. But you can. Pugs will love it. 3 brands of peanut butter, 3 brands of carbs. But the reason is because we only had 3 television networks. So you had to create very mass market generic things because we needed the whole world to love what we do, or at least accept what we do. Guess what? The media landscape has changed a skosh. We don't have 3 networks anymore. We have hundreds of channels on cable. We've got a bazillion internet sites. And we do what's called the long tail. We can create things that are for a small niche. How many of you would love it if 1 million people called your office tomorrow wanting to hire you? I'd be hiding under my desk. We don't need 1 million people. We don't need mass market. We need a good client who really understands us, who's hiring us for our passion. If you get nothing else from this talk, this is what I want you to take home. If you're not pissing off a few people, you're probably not exciting anyone else either. That's what it all comes down to. Piss people off, take a stand. All right? Be a chef, be a great creator. Create something that's great. You know what happens if you get too many chefs in the kitchen? Everyone tweaks it, they even out everyone's spice, and then you go from a great creation to nothing more than mork. And no one wants that. We want the squirrely stew that's really good. We want to have a meal that we want to tell people about. The word remarkable means we want to remark on it. You want to create a buzz on social media? Talk about, where should I go for lunch? Suddenly everyone's an expert. We're all wanting to tell something that we love. And people are so worried about, well, yeah, we'd like to create something we love, but we don't want to create anything people hate. Love and hate are not the opposites. The opposite of love and hate is apathy and indifference. And in today's marketplace, apathy and indifference puts you out of business. In the old days, we could do a generic product because we were just selling these mass market products. It costs $1 billion to launch a mass market product. Most popular meme on the internet is an unimpressed Olympian right now. The whole world out there is meh. The whole world is mediocre. We want to create things that turn our customers into evangelists, that turn us into a big red pitcher of Kool-Aid, that make them, when they pick up the product, go, oh yeah! I love this! I'm going to tell everyone else about this. That's what we want to make, whether it's a product or a service. You want to make your work art. You want to build remarkable right into it. Because evangelists are better than customers. We want people to experience our products and have to tweet about it and check in and take a picture of it and share it with our networks and go home and tell our family at Thanksgiving dinner that this is the best thing I've ever had. You should do it too. One of my favorite examples of this is a sock company. If you would have told me 5 years ago, hey, a sock company is really going to come and change the world, I would have called you a liar. But Little Miss Match sells socks not in pairs, but in sets, and none of them match. And when you see someone wearing Little Miss Match socks, and you say, dude, your socks don't match, they go, I know, aren't they great? They're Little Miss Match! And they tell you all about how cool the product is. And it reminds me of a quote from Billie Holiday. He said, if I'm going to sing like someone else, then there's no need to sing at all. Piss people off. Make them have an opinion. Kill apathy. That is our great enemy in this world. Because only when you're able to say, look, maybe we're not the brand or the artist or the company for you, will you truly start to be a remarkable choice for some. Thank you.